Every day, all day in the back. Stand away from haters, cause I roll with innovators. Every day, all day in the back.
Are we live? Are we live?
No, we're recording now.
Actually? Stand away from haters.
What's going on, everyone? Welcome back to Graveyard Drug Party Radio. My name is Miguel, and I'm here with Peter.
What's going on, you guys? This is the first episode of In the Bunker, and Miguel and I are bunkering down with my really good buddies, Michael Chan and David Gutierrez. Welcome, you guys. Thanks for coming. I guess I gotta fucking start off this interview right? COVID?
Sure,
COVID
talk.
Man.
Get that COVID talk out of the way.
So, just a little backstory about Michael and David. Both very talented, independent photographers that live in San Francisco and are just killing it. And I thought this is a perfect platform to really have them come out and talk about their work. So what's up, guys? Like, how has it been, man, running your guys' work with this COVID shit going on? Because as a photographer, I know social distancing is probably influenced differently on how your subject matter is, or like how you guys are placing everything. You know what I mean? Has that changed for you guys at all, or?
I think COVID has been the best thing to happen to my photography. I mean, granted, I can't go out and shoot shows every night, and that used to be, my bread and butter. But it's got me back into shooting a lot more skating, and I don't have to meet everyone at a skate park anymore. We can just meet at a spot. You got that little bastard Kenny coming out every day.
Yeah, I feel that.
Well, had him. And so, the first 4 or 5 months of COVID was just skating every day and shooting probably more skate photos within this year than I did, like maybe within a month this year than I did all of last year total.
Right.
I definitely think this whole, it's like to say, but like this whole COVID shit definitely, I feel like it's been my best year so far because with that whole, all them bonuses and shit going out, it gave me like that financial like independence to where it's like I can go out and skate like and shoot photos all day and just be getting paid from the government. You know what I'm saying? Like,
specifically as a skateboarder photographer, man. There's less people out in the streets.
Yeah.
So do you guys feel like there's more free roam and free reign in terms of like creating?
Yeah, I've hopped way more fences this year than I'm not. It sucks that you can't just skate all the house spots all the time because people are home and working from home. You're a lot more likely. I've gotten a lot more water thrown on me this year too. People in their houses, but I'm just working on this thing with Vince, and we've been skating like every day for like 2 months, and he's filmed the whole part in a month. Skaters 3 hopefully coming soon.
Who's Vince?
Vince is my buddy. He's a skateboarder for FSC, and Vince Duran, shouts out to him, and shouts out to Dorcia, and shouts out to Dolls Kill, I guess. Well, not them anymore. Fuck him. He doesn't work for them no more.
Wait, what?
He doesn't work for them anymore, so.
Right on, man. Okay, well that's aside from your guys' like personal work and like personal interests, have you guys been trying to do hustling like freelance work, getting like trying to stack some paychecks, doing somebody else's work almost?
I'm still just a freelancer. Like, don't get it twisted. Like, I definitely work a regular ass job to get by. So
like when you're about to go out to the field, man, like how's that process? Let's start off with you, Mike. Like, how's that process in terms of like going out? All right, I'm gonna shoot a photo. Like, what has to go through your mind before, like, wanting to shoot the piece that you want?
I'll wake up, I'll look at my phone, see who's hit me up to go skate. Unfortunately, Tyler Worley moved away. Rest in peace. He's in San Diego. We might as well be dead. But it used to be, I'd text him first thing in the morning, just like, hey, what are we skating today? And are you picking up Kenny or am I?
Yep. I feel like it just starts off with that text message in the morning, man.
Yeah.
And if no one's hitting you up, then it's time for you to hit up your contacts and see who's fucking out there getting some.
Right.
Just look at Instagram, see who's at Soma.
Well,
Were you guys employed before the COVID? And what were you guys doing before?
Well, I was actually working at a weed operation in Oakland, and I was still like commuting from San Francisco to Oakland, which I think is funny because that's like that backwards commute. But it was interesting being like an essential worker, you know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm like, damn, bro, like,
we all get that.
like, damn, I'm an essential worker. Weed's like essential. Like, this is dope because I would be worried that like, damn, if I took the train out to Oakland during this whole shit, like shut down, right? Like I felt like I was gonna get ticketed or like they were gonna send me back home or whatever it may be. Bro, that shit was so chill, man. Oh man, there was nobody on the train.
Yeah, the
man.
least masturbators I've ever seen on BART.
Oh gosh. So like I feel like because in the morning, you know, you don't get a seat, you know, especially during that commuter time, you know, like 8 a.m. like going out to downtown. A lot of people are just going downtown to their, you know, whatever job. And I would always have to stand all the way until, you know, you touch down to Oakland, then I'm able to get a seat. But now when I took the train during COVID, bro, it was empty as shit. And I feel like that is also what inspires me, is because it's like...
That's what's up. So it worked in your favor a little.
Hell yeah, it's like people quarantined away from me in my commute. So it's like, cool, I can be, you know, I'm social distance, you know? There's no one around me.
Yeah, imagine how rad this city is going to be if the techies never come back. It's going to be so cool again.
One can only hope.
Yeah, right.
What about you, Michael?
I was just shooting shows like every few nights and whatnot.
Shows like music?
Music, yeah. So I was working over at the Warfield Regency a lot, just kind of filling in wherever they'd ask me to show up.
Yeah.
I assist for Grady Brannon, you know, good photographer, and I do a lot of assistant work for him and for this other guy, Misha Vladimirski. So I was just popping in wherever they needed me. Now we don't have events like that, so I ended up shooting for AUKUS and DoorDash a lot.
Oh, dope.
So like if you've ordered DoorDash in San Francisco, you've probably clicked on one of my pictures before.
That's so fucking dope.
Yeah.
You're on DoorDash, dude.
Yeah,
That's
so that was what I did, you know, to take over income at the beginning of quarantine. And then they took like months to pay me, so I told them I wasn't shooting anything until they paid me. And now I've just been not returning their calls.
How does that go? So you like, once you take the picture...
I take the picture, I upload it to the client, I send them an invoice, and they've got this super fucked up system where instead of net 30 days, they were like, we only process payment at the end of the month, and then it takes another 30 days, and if you missed that like 2-day window, you still gotta wait another 30 days for them to process, and I was just like, you guys got me fucked up. Like, if a man does a job,
I need my money
he gets
now.
his fucking money.
Wait, I'm sorry, one last question
yeah.
for me. Once like the photo is handed to DoorDash or whoever the client is, does that picture still belong to you? Is it kind of like they hold the rights to it?
I hold all the IP to it, but it's not like, you know, it's just your standard food photograph, you know, one shoot through umbrella, one reflector, same thing on a tripod, just the dishes cycling in and out. It's nothing, there's no art behind it. I wasn't, you know, setting up a whole table, making like an expressive piece about food or like the environment behind the food. It was just kind of formulaic bullshit.
Take notes, kids.
Yeah.
Take notes, bro. Y'all should be writing this shit down.
I
know I am.
Shouts out to Eric Butler, the greatest food photographer of all time.
So,
Taught me
like-
everything I know.
So like working for like these other businesses and not essentially like something your first form of interest in terms of photography. Like, how does it feel to be taking those photos for somebody else? Like, what goes through your mind when you're taking them? Does photography essentially start feeling like work, or do you love it so much to where it is like?
I was just glad to be
awful?
fucking employed.
Right.
You know, me and we have like a group chat of a bunch of the SFA photographers, and we've all just been complaining in it for 9 months now how no one's shot a show, and we're all just like, oh, I can't wait for this to come back. You know, the drive-in shows are happening, and everyone's like, so you're at least still shooting? And I was stacking up like a few shoots a day. But it gets to a point where you look at your camera like across the room and you're just like, I don't even want to touch that thing today. It does become kind of like a job. But then, you know, you take a day off and you go shoot a skate photo and you're like, damn, I can't wait to go home and edit that. So that'll always, you know, that centers you. It brings you back to where you need to be.
Right.
And when you get that, like, I know you have this feeling, you shoot something rad and you're like, damn, that's why I do this shit. It's fun.
Oh yeah.
Like your homies are sick on a board. Brings you right back to where you need to be. I don't care how many burgers I have to shoot.
Hell yeah.
Considering this is like a music podcast, are there any like local musicians that you shot personally, Michael, that maybe like stood out to you that you're like, oh, like that band was fucking sick?
Man,
And the
there's
before
so
times.
many like that. There's a lot of musicians that I've gotten to shoot that, you know, I love their music. I think it's super rad, and seeing them perform live is really cool. But what I think is even cooler is seeing your friends, you know, go up and perform, and you can see them scale up. You know, they start from a small bar show, then they're opening for someone, then they're headlining their own show. You know, like it's just so cool. Like I would have to give the biggest shout out to Sincerious, who are two dudes from San Diego that now live in the Sunset, and they're just really cool guys. They're signed onto Blues label. They got the Only Blue feature last year. And I think we've got one of their tracks to play.
Sick.
Let me ask you this. So I think about it now. I'm like, damn. I remember, like, I used to shoot my homies' bands, right? Like at these cutty venues and shit like that. And I remember, man, like I would go to San Jose and shoot these like hardcore shows with my homies. With my homies, right? My homies were in like hardcore band. They like put me in like. Showed me what that type of music was, and we would play in a church, bro. It was crazy. Like, I'd be tripping out. So I guess like my question to you, Michael, is like, what's the most trippy venue, the most trippy venue you've ever like shot at?
Oh man, there's a lot. Done a lot of backyards, just random, throughout the city, or like I did an Indian wedding where my friends played, and they're in a punk band.
Sick.
So that was a really cool one.
I guess like like a venue where you're like, damn, a show should not be happening right here.
Right.
Like, you know what I mean? Like I should not like.
I went.
Why is there a gathering here? Like,
what was it? I was at some show in the Bel Mateo Bowl in San Mateo, and my friends were playing, and there were people bowling in the background. So like they'd be in the middle of a song, you could hear like pins knocking down.
that's fucking sick, bro. That's fucking sick.
A venue that kind of reminds me of that type of like a show shouldn't be happening here type of thing. Is the Gilman in Berkeley.
Oh, bro, that's the best, bro. I saw my membership card, bro.
I saw an Op Ivy cover there, and my buddy Tommy got on stage while they're doing Bank Shot, and they handed him the mic, and the song Bank Shot by Op Ivy, the only words is Bank Shot. Hut, hut, hut. And Tommy, he's a really funny guy. He just yells, "I forgot the words," and stage dives. It was so rad.
Hey, R.I.P. Mohawk Matt, man. That bro would sneak us into shows and shit. And like that was one of the first dudes I met, like moving out to the city. And then he was like, "Yeah, man," like had this big green mohawk. And he's like, "Yeah, man, fuck yeah, Gilman's a shit." I'm like, "Hell yeah, Gilman's a fucking shit," you know?
It's like the punk's delight of the Bay Area. I mean, Rancid started there. I'm not gonna say Green Day's punk. It's kind of more sugar punk, like fucking for guppies. I'm just kidding. But a lot of cool shit comes out of there, you know.
Yeah,
a lot of ska and
ska music, bro.
Ska music's rad. I skated the ska in first full length part I was in.
Yeah.
Shouts out to the Aquabats.
Yeah, my
Shouts
band,
out to the Aquabats.
Skated to an Aquabats song.
One of my bands played there a long time ago, and I guess the promoter that night, he's like, don't be deceived. This fucking club comes to life at night.
Oh, yeah.
There was like nobody there, and it was like in the middle of like industrial area. Where, like nothing's gonna happen to like today, but yeah, dude, there was fucking people, like you said, crowd surfing, punks, dancing, mohawks.
Hell yeah, bro! Fucking, I seen
capital.
this, bro. Fucking, he climbed up like this band, Cruel Hand was playing, and like it was during like a title fight set, and there's hella people trying to watch it, and like this bro just climbs up on the scaffolding and just drops on everybody, man. And that shit got me revved up, bro. That got me revved up on that head walking and shit, going crazy, man.
So Dave, I got a question for you, man. As a solely pretty much. Your base of content is more skateboarding, right? Do you have, as a photographer, a guilty pleasure that's in the photography realm but doesn't have to do with skateboarding?
Yeah, bro. I think everything other like I think everything that's not skating inspires me.
That's awesome.
Period. Like, bruh.
But if you can shoot skating, you can shoot anything.
Yeah, I mean,
you learn way more about lighting through trying to light your homie doing a kick or crook on something than you will in 2 years of art school.
Sometimes though, like if I'm shooting with a model, like I do think that like setting up that feeling is the hardest part, and I feel like that's a lot harder. I feel like sometimes like skateboard photography is like pretty easy because maybe it just comes naturally to me.
It's also you get a lot of practice in your belt.
Exactly, but
I mean, if you like your work too.
But it's like the shot is gonna happen only so many times, and it's like you're gonna get it. And you're either going to like it or you're not going to like it. You know what I'm saying? Whereas, like, if you're shooting with the model, you're going to be like, okay, I can, boom, adjust.
Right.
Boom, I got my shot. Like,
Are you working on any projects right now that aren't really skateboarding related in terms of photography? Or
I feel like just, like, life projects. Like, kind of like I shoot, like, 35 millimeter, just black and white shit because I feel like at the end of the day, I process all my negatives and shit just in my bathroom and shit. Yeah,
so
for sure.
What's that process? Like going through, like, the red room or something?
No, it's not a red room. It's kind of like imagine like a reverse hoodie, and I just put my hands in this bag.
You got a pop-up tent?
Not even a pop-up tent. It's just like a dark bag, and I just put my hands in it, and I just have like the tanks, the reels, and the film, and I just like pop it open, reel it up, put it in the tank. Then I'll go to my bathroom, put some music on, set the timer, and then just start doing my chemistry, my shit going back and forth.
Roll back.
Exactly. Agitate, roll back, right by the bathtub.
It gets soothing after a while. It becomes like a ritual.
Definitely not. I feel like it's a good like meditation. Like I feel like I'm like the most present with myself and like what I'm doing. You know what I'm saying? Like this is Like I'm creating right now. I'm fully creating, and I love it.
That's really cool that you do it all yourself, because Walgreens takes too long.
Dude, they don't even they don't even give you the negatives back, man. That's robbery. That is robbery. I've had
what they do.
They give you negatives back?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like shoot sometimes, and then just for fun and shit. But
I was gonna say, if I drop my negative, if I drop a roll off somewhere and they don't give me my negatives, they're never getting my business again.
Isn't it like fucking taboo too, as a photographer who has these rituals and like producing your own film and like making it again? Isn't it kind of taboo to go to Walgreens to get these fucking developed?
I mean,
I've had to get stuff done for a client in time, so I'll go because PhotoWorks, is usually my go-to, but sometimes they're too busy to get it back to you in time. I've gone to Walgreens, I've gone to the 24-hour Bay Photo Lab because I needed to get
Oscars.
I love Oscars. They're the only people that do APS in this city.
Oh, sick.
APS, what is that?
APS is a 25 millimeter film. That was originally designed so that you could do rapid fire sequencing, but people just didn't like it. It just came out super grainy. It's like tiny little sensor. I like it just because
I like the grainy.
People don't have it.
It shows that
it's a little more than like
grainy?
a hot
Okay.
Like 1600 or 32.
It's at the 800. It looks like a 32.
Oh, okay.
I think a lot of that also comes down to when I buy it now because the film stocks have all been discontinued for years. A lot of it's past. Like I've got a 110 film camera upstairs, and everything on that, I know is just going to come out looking terrible because all the film is expired.
Yeah.
Can't buy anything new. They stopped making this film stock 20 years
film
ago.
expires, and I didn't know that.
How often do you shoot expired film?
As often as I can. As long as I can get my hands on it and it's cheap, I'll shoot it.
Yeah, I feel that.
Have the audience know that photographers are also fucking chemists. So, you know what? On that note, let's introduce our first song here. I'm gonna hand off to Dave. Dave, go ahead, choose a song.
My first song is gonna be "Early One Morning" by Big Hungry.
Hey, what's up, guys? Miguel here. If you like to listen to the tracks in this podcast, make sure you check the description below and head over to our Apple Podcasts or Google Podcasts, whichever device you're using, to listen to the full audio version of this podcast. But I'll also have the songs and artists listed below. Thank you, and let's continue with this podcast.
My handwriting's really, really bad. So.
I have a third grader's fucking handwriting. So
Bro, in third grade, one of my teachers made me redo all my assignments, and she was like, "I want you to take your time and write this." And I was just like,
"That's mean."
I'm not staying after the class. I've got fucking kickflips to do.
Yeah, that's fucking mean.
She was
like, "Can we swear on this shit?"
Yeah.
No, it's PG-13, bro.
Oh fuck.
I'm pretty sure that I have
Testicles.
I definitely be swearing like a sailor.
Well,
I mean, my arms look like a Sailor Jerry's bottle anyway.
I got my yacht bod. You know what I'm saying?
I believe I have Tourette's. I don't think I can finally. I don't think I can send. And that's the Tourette's. No, I'm just kidding. I don't think I can finish a sentence without saying fuck.
Sometimes.
Oh, dead ass.
Yeah, fuck it.
It's bad. It's bad.
I'm
And you know
trying not
what?
to say it.
It becomes really revealing when you're recording yourself all the time, and then you get to hear yourself all over and over again every week. You're like, "Fuck, dude, I gotta work on my speech. This shit sucks."
Hell yeah.
Noted that fucking English is my second language, but still, I'm like, dude, I need to get sophisticated. Bro. I need to pull up a
I gotta
fucking
go back to school.
thesaurus or a fucking dictionary or some shit.
No,
But we were
it's
talking about
constant.
skating. At what age did you guys start? Whoever wants to go first.
Shit, I think I've been skating for 20 years at this point, maybe.
How old are you, Michael?
28, or I'll be 28 soon. I think I got my board for Christmas when I was either 9 or 10.
Was it like those beginner boards from Toys R Us, or were it like
No.
legit,
I got a Skateworks deck.
origin story, bro? Give it to me.
Oh, Kyle Camarillo gave me a deck, and then I got the parts for it for Christmas from my parents, and they were just like, wear a helmet. And I was just like, there's this little curve outside of their house, and it's got a little tiny bank up to it. So that was my huge fucking launch ramp. Where I learned all my tricks is off this killer curve. And then I bought this yellow wooden ramp from my homie. And the kids up the street skated from me, and they moved to Delaware or something. Shouts out to the Katonas. I don't know where they're at, and maybe they're listening, hopefully. Thanks for your box. They won it in some contest. It was this giant, maybe like 100-pound metal ledge that was like about knee height, and so I spent probably every afternoon 2 to 3 hours just skating that ledge, and now to this day I only skate ledges.
What about you, David? What age did you start skating?
Oh wait, what age did I start skating?
Yeah. Or what started? Well, I don't know, man.
Fuck.
I'll shoot the questions, please.
I mean, I guess if you want that origin shit. So, like, basically, like, my uncle was hella into, like, dirt bikes and shit. And, like, hella, like, that fucking all X Games, all that shit. So that's, like, I wanted to be, like, a freestyle motocross rider. You know what I'm saying? But it's, like, my parents weren't going to buy me a motherfucking motorcycle. You know? Like, they weren't going to buy me a fucking dirt bike. I'm like, yo, I want to go dirt bike. You know what I'm saying? And, like, my uncle would have, like, bonfires at his house. Like, and my uncle, his name is Dave. And I'm named after him.
So you inherited that
So
steam.
he's the original Flavor Dave. You know what I'm saying? He's the original Flavor Dave, and then
Shout
that just kind of passed down to me. So yeah, shout out to my uncle. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Unc. You know what I'm saying? He would, and I just remember, you know, he'd put me on his bike in the backyard and shit and just ride around. But you know, I feel like I just never really got into it. And then I remember my grandpa got me this Yu-Gi-Oh skateboard. Fucking when I was like, it was dope, bro. I remember just sitting on it and just doing the hands and the movements and shit, you know what I mean? Like just trying to do all that shit. And then I remember like just you go to school, right? You start going to middle school and shit, and like
some kid there can kickflip.
Yeah, bro. And that's when I was like, damn. Like funny story. Shouts out to all my fucking Creekside homies. You know what I'm saying? J Pat, shout out. You know what I'm saying? Fucking, I remember trying to meet up with them. I was like, man, bro, I could kickflip this 10 stair for sure. Or no, I told him. I told him, yeah, bro, I kickflip this 10 stair. Like yada yada yada. not even thinking that they were gonna be my best friends ever. You know what I'm saying?
They didn't ever call you.
Like, yeah, exactly. And then fucking, you know, sure enough, like, you know, they like, let's see it, bro.
Did you ever go kickflip it?
Fuck no. Fuck no, bro. 10 stairs? Bro, I could barely walk down 10 stairs. Like, come on, man. Like,
man, once stairs hit double digits, they start getting intimidated.
So they kind of started on that, and then you know, you start skating with the homies, and fuck, man, I remember my grandma, she bought me a skateboard at Zoomies, bro. Like, after the whole Yu-Gi-Oh thing, that board got trashed. I was like, man, I want a real skateboard. Like, and then I went to Zoomies with my grandma, and she bought me a whole complete, and the bro at Zoomies set the trucks on backwards. And I remember like skating in my
rookie
driveway.
move.
Hella, bro.
That's a Zoomies employee veteran move.
I didn't even know, like, I couldn't even tell, so I'm skating, and then my fucking truck breaks. Like, and I'm like, yo, like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, man, I was so bummed, man. And then, you know, hopefully that employee got fucking fired, bro, because he ruined my fucking day.
Bro, I was on Muni once. I was leaving SF State. I was on Muni. I saw this dude who clearly had just gotten aboard from Stonestown. He had this fucking giant Supreme sticker on it, and the front truck was on backwards. So I know he got off Muni, tried to bomb down Noriega or whatever the fuck, and just ate shit.
Oh, God, they just, like, looped out, slammed. Oh, God, yeah, that shit was crazy, man. But, yeah, that's a trip, bro. You really opened up the files right now, man. I'm, like, going through my head like a computer right now, like, going through the files.
Bro, the Yu-Gi-Oh board.
Bro, that Yu-Gi-Oh board that sent me, I'm like, man, I still want that graphic.
Did it have the characters or the Blue Eyes White Dragon?
I think it was just a straight Yu-Gi-Oh, like Yu-Gi-Oh with the pyramid
Oh,
chain,
the Millennium puzzle.
Yeah. He had the pyramid chain. All that.
I spent way too much money on those cards to not know that. I watched that show every morning when I was in middle school.
Yeah, so at what point? At what point, like when you guys were skateboarding, just rediscovering, did the transition from becoming or like skateboarding and then transitioning into the photography of skateboarding? What essentially inspired that, and what was the muse of it? You know what I mean?
Like what inspired me to shoot photos?
Yeah. What made you want, like, you're like, all right.
It's not even a skateboard thing. It's like, bro, I used to play t-ball, and like my dad would like shoot photos of me and shit, and he would shoot like a sequence, right? Like, and the sound of the shutter, bro. I was like, whoa, bro, what is that? Like, what is that? Like he's like sniping me like shooting t-ball, you know, and I just hear the frames go off, and I'm like, bro, I need to get my hands on that, you know, and then. All I remember is just asking him to, like, you know, borrow it, and then, you know, you just go to the skate park. You just go to the skate park, and then because I was like, oh shit, like, you know, you can only shoot t-ball, baseball with this thing. It's like, no, you can shoot whatever you want. Yeah, exactly.
Your dad was the one who kind of introduced the camera to you, huh?
Yeah, because he was the first person I seen shoot a photograph, like, just, you know, just shooting a photo and shit, and that just the sound, just the sound of the camera set me off, and I was like, damn, like, I want to get my hands on that. I want to shoot photos of like everything.
So
like,
I'm assuming what
you know.
was that? So I'm assuming that's your first camera that you actually like discovered photography with. Right?
Yeah, for sure.
So
And-
what
and-
kind was it? What kind of camera?
It was a Canon XTI, and that was also my first camera that I got published on. I remember being like a couple of years down the road. I was like 16, and I remember watching this podcast with Matt Price. He was working at the Skateboard Mag, and he was like, yo, nowadays photographers don't realize how easy it is to fucking get your work published. All you got to do is send them an email. You don't have to send them no negative. You don't have to send them the print, nothing. All you got to do is send them a damn email. And you know what I did? I just sent that bro an email. I sent that. I was like, hell yeah, I sent that bro an email. Bro, when I got a photo published, bro, I was so fucking juiced. Like,
Also, let's give a shout out to Matt Price.
Yeah.
Though Pricey Hot is the man. He is like one of the nicest dudes I've ever met.
Oh, you know that, bro?
I met him.
Dude, hell
I
yeah.
don't know
That's
him,
sick,
but
bro.
I've met him in passing. The dude is super
Matt
nice.
Price?
He's just like a photographer, skate photographer. I just know he worked for the Skateboard Mag.
And he's like way more like fine art inspired than a lot of skate photographers. Like he does like shutter drags and everything, but his lights are so popped that, you know, the skater will be right there, the whole obstacle will be in focus.
Is that one like the skater moves like?
Yeah, but everything will have a little
Magazines?
shutter drag, man. That dude,
Yep.
he is much more than a skate photographer. That guy is a brilliant artist.
He's a
Yeah, for
fucking
sure.
wizard.
He probably, I mean, he would shoot photos for like a CCS catalog too.
Yeah,
right?
yeah.
Like, I'm sure like we all seen those photos. Like,
Who here didn't order from a CCS
Exactly,
catalog?
that was
though, man?
definitely the origins.
Before Christmas, I would go circle all the Zero shirts, be like, Mom,
that's the right.
what I
If you
want.
did
Yo.
not circle things on the CCS catalog, I do not know.
hand it to my mom, be like, Mom, I need some new jorts.
Was there subliminal messages in Toys? Was it Toy Story? Like the bully with the zero?
Yeah, no,
Is that
I
really-
just had a skull, man.
The
but
skull, just the skull.
do you know how many times I was Sid from Toy Story for Halloween just because I wore a fucking Zero shirt and blue jeans?
I can see it.
I had the same haircut, man.
Rush Hour. What is it?
Fucking
Drew Town.
tying the dolls in your rocket.
Song.
Rush Hour.
Hell yeah.
The Asian dude with bleached hair. That's,
Yeah, and the ice car. Yeah, let me go get a kitchen knife. Let's get this ice car going.
Oh, that's hilarious. Ethnicity, guys. Let's go into that if you don't mind.
Into what?
Ethnicity, like what's your background?
I'm Chinese, French, and Irish. My
Chinese,
mom is
French,
from
and Irish.
Mobile, Alabama, and my dad is from Hong Kong.
Hong Kong. Cool.
Yeah, it's a weird fucking mix, and I don't know why they met.
Nah, that's
Still
not weird,
never
bro.
asked them. They just
There's
you know,
nothing weird, bro.
Asian parents, you don't get into romance with them.
Sick. That's cool.
I guess like on my dad's side, like my grandparents on my dad's side, they're from Nicaragua.
Oh, shit.
And then they moved to San Francisco.
See, I
and
would
then,
never guess that shit, dude.
hey, the Afro fools everybody. You know what I'm saying? The Afro be fooling everybody. But yeah.
Let me be honest. I thought you were like black and Jewish or something.
Yeah, see? Nah.
Like it's
I mean,
Jewish.
hey, who knows? I got to get one of the motherfucking tests to figure out
Was it
what I
20?
actually am.
The spit in the tube.
Yeah, the I am thing. Or
No, actually, if you-
Ancestry.
If you
shit,
swab that
yeah.
though, then the government's gonna take it and clone you.
That's what I've heard. What do you guys think about that?
Fuck it, bro.
I'm
Clone
What did
my
you say?
shit. Hell yeah.
I don't
your
need another
background?
me.
Sorry. Cut you off.
My background? Oh, shit. Yeah, my grandparents on my dad's side are from Nicaragua. They moved to San Francisco, and my dad was born in San Francisco, and then my grandparents moved to Castro Valley, and then that's where I was born. And then my mom, I guess her side is more Mexican. I guess like my ancestors on my mom's side are more from Sinaloa.
Oh,
And,
Michoacan.
yeah.
Nice.
But I feel like I'm so detached from my roots that I really don't know too much, and that's kind of like, that's one of those things. It's like fun, man. Like, I wanna,
American boy.
I don't want to be the I don't want to be the American boy. Man. Like, I want to be tapped in with my roots, man. You know.
Yeah, I can go back to Hong Kong as much as I can. You know.
Oh, that's pretty dope.
I was supposed to go for Christmas this year, but can't travel. And my great aunt is turning 101, so I'm supposed to go visit her.
That's a milestone, man.
Yeah, dude. No, last time I went out though, it was my grandparents were in bed by 8, and I was just in the hotel, and I was just like, well, I have my camera with me, and you can drink in the street here. So I go spend $7 US on a fucking fifth of rum, just walk around by myself, and it happened to be the Hong Kong Lights and Pulse Festival. So everyone builds these crazy light structures, and there's like a fairground, and there's parties and shit. And we were right by Central, so that's where all the bars are and everything. And, everyone in Hong Kong speaks English because it's Britain. It used to be a British colony. So I was just out there just getting fucked up, and I was just really looking forward to that.
Just tuned in with the motherland, man. That's rad.
So
really cool.
as photographers, like you said, traveling, you travel with your families and stuff. What's your favorite place that you guys went out to shoot some flicks?
Mexico City with Baker.
Wow,
That was-
Baker.
It was me, Brian Herman, Reno, Zach Chrysostomo, and James Coleman, and our translator Mongo spent 10 days in Mexico City, and
How was that, dude?
it was insane. Before I die, I'm going back to the Pyramid of the Sun. one, it was like really cool to be there and you know whatever and sightseeing. But there's this chorizo in this little shanty town at the base of the pyramid, and I have not stopped thinking about it since then. Every time I make chorizo or any breakfast here, I'm like, this isn't gonna hold a fucking candle to that one little shanty town with these it was just chorizo, tortilla, onion, and I don't think I've shut the fuck up about it since February.
So you've never really had chorizo until you had it.
I've had good chorizo here, but it did not hold a fucking candle, and I don't think I'll ever have chorizo that good, at least.
I've always wanted to go to the pyramids. They look
Pyramid was
tight.
amazing. We got there at like 4 a.m. to plan out the sunrise, eat a bunch of mushrooms, and we didn't know this. On Sunday mornings, there's a hot air balloon race. So we're on the west side of the pyramids to shoot the sun rising in the east. And we're sitting there, we're getting all our time lapse and everything. All of a sudden, all these hot air balloons just start coming up. And we're just like, oh shit, yo, what's going on? Are those real? Also, like, there's just hella dogs that just walk around and they're like really cool. And then so we're the first people to we go and we pay, we climb the pyramid, and we get to the top, and the dogs are up there. The same ones that we were hanging out with. They just go up there to hang out with tourists.
That's so dope.
Yeah, that's pretty rad.
Yeah, that was the coolest place I've traveled for skating. What about you?
Fuck, man, I'm just getting started, honestly. Like, the most memorable thing so far, like, that's some shit that I think about. I'm like, damn, I really did that. Is like, we fucking, I went on a brute skateboarding trip. That's like with all the homies. And we drove to fucking Texas. We drove to Dallas in a van with 11 fucking people.
Was it hot?
And it was actually hella cold. It was actually hella cold. We went like during February, so it was brick, bro. It was brick as fuck. And I remember like, dude, we like left SF like kind of late, drove down to pick up some homies in LA, like in Hollywood, and then we went and drove to Texas. And I remember it was such a crazy experience because when we were driving through Arizona, we kind of went through a detour and it started snowing on us like on the highway. And I remember sitting shotgun with the homie Greg, and fucking, this bro Greg's like, Dave, talk to me, man. Like what's going on? And I'm like, bro, I'm just tripping. Like, I just want to make sure you drive straight, because like you see all the snow coming at you, and it's nighttime, and you can't see anything. You can't see the road, man. All you see is snow coming at you. And I was tripping, bro. And this bro Greg, he's like, man, bro, you. Like this shit, like, man, bro, you fucking tripping, bro.
So
like
driving a van,
but it's like
terrifying.
We're on the highway. We're on the highway driving in the middle of the lane because everything's snowed in. So we're just following like previous tracks almost. And I've never experienced anything like that. It was super scary. And I kind of would look over. I thought I would like look over, and I swear, bro, I don't know if Greg's gonna say the same thing, but I swear this bro Greg, he was like kind of nodding off a little bit. Like he was kind of nodding off because it was late night, bro. I swear it was like, I don't know. Maybe like, later in the night and shit, whatever. Like, everyone in the van's asleep except for us, like just at the helm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And we got out. We just got off an exit and we all croaked like just in the van, just like neck like broke. You know what I'm saying?
Wake up
like,
feeling just uncomfortable and stiff.
Oh yeah, I mean, luckily I was in shotgun because that was the only time.
You got to push back. You're tall.
I mean, I'm tall, but I definitely sat in the crevice back there. You know what I'm saying? Don't get twisted, like, you know what I'm saying?
Dude, we used to put like 10 people in my fucking minivan. I drove a minivan through all high school, 2000 Honda Odyssey. We'd put like 15 people in there because the back seats folded down into the trunk. So we just have everyone sitting, like that on the wall, aligned the thing, and just drive to SAC. We'd go meet up with Massimo and, mainly just Massimo because he knew all the spots and he was a good filmer. It would be like me, some of the Gerbits cats, my buddy Nolan. We would just pack everyone in, and I was the one always driving because I got my license before everyone, and I was like, I'm gonna kill everyone if I fucking hit anything. Like, if I hit something, everyone in the back with no seatbelts on goes flying through my windshield.
I feel like skateboarding hits so different when you got a van full of homies that are all just sweaty, but you guys are
a smelly, terrible van of a bunch of dudes going through puberty.
Like at the end of it all, it's like we're the boys, man.
I feel like there's only two emotions. It's like, I mean, for me, it's like, why the fuck am I here? And to me, it's like, oh yeah, this is where I belong.
That's why I'm here.
Like, this is where I belong. And also like, what the fuck am I doing? Like, how am I in this situation of being in a van with 11 people and we're like going through some crazy shit. We're putting ourselves in some crazy situations, And that's that fucking.
As soon as there's any minor inconvenience, like, you know, we'll hit some traffic on the Bay Bridge, so there's like, I'm just gonna go home. Fuck this.
But when you're on a skate trip, bro, you're gonna endure the storm until you touch down back at the house. You know what I'm saying? Once you touch down at the house, you can, you know, unravel and do your shit. But as long as you're in the van, man, you're on van time. Like, you know what I'm saying? It's like, and, you know, there's no way out for sure.
I'm gonna give a shout out and a warning: never get in a van with Andrew Lange because he'll listen to his Instagram stuff on full volume. Me and Taylor
Shout out Andrew Lange.
That's a good pet peeve.
We're driving 13 hours to Bend, Oregon, or some shit like that.
Oh, nice.
And Taylor's driving. I'm sitting shoddy. Drew's behind us, and he's sitting here watching Snapchat and Instagram with the whole fucking volume on. Taylor snaps his, turns around, and throws him some headphones, and he's like, "Put these on."
So
then he put them on, and we listened to great Steely Dan and had good conversation.
Yeah, man. So you know what? How about on that note, let's introduce our second song here. Let's introduce our second song. Let's have Michael go ahead and introduce something.
So I talked about them earlier as one of my favorite groups to work with. They're Sunset Locals now by way of San Diego. They're called Sin Serious, and this track is called Gold Spoke Galactus, and it features Blue. It's his only feature that he did last year, and they were rapping in the studio one time. He heard them, walked in, and was like, "Yo, you guys rip. Let's do something."
Right on, man.
So now they rap with
You
him.
heard it here, folks. All right, let's play the track. Cool.
Hilarious.
Gold Spoke, and you had, what did you have again, Dave? The song you played?
What?
Well, Big
First
Hungry
one,
song?
Big Hungry.
Early one morning.
Yeah, send me that track. The one you want me.
Yeah, can you actually just email him the tracks that you have? That way.
I've got them saved on here. I've got like some of even the unreleased early mix master ones. So let me find the one that's Gold Spoke Galactus, and I'll just forward that to you.
Okay.
Yeah, here.
Wait, this is like the last segment right here?
We're almost done. We got two.
Damn, dude.
Because him and I are gonna run some tongues too.
Here, type your email in there.
Yeah.
Screen's a
Just
little
getting started.
unresponsive.
Shit. I should have been this drunk at the start.
No, if we had a deep dive photo thing, you and I could nerd out for like 5 hours and cut it down.
Oh, that's what I'm saying. I'm
As
just
soon as
getting started,
radio
bro.
station
I'm
is
just getting
progressed with
started.
live videos, then we can get a fucking.
We'll start
streaming
doing one called the
platform.
Aperture or something.
Oh my god, the F64 Club, Ansel Adams.
Bro, I've got an original.
Yeah.
Not,
You got
not
an original
Ansel's.
Ansel Adams?
No, I've got a David Seymour. I think I might have shown it to you last night. It's Picasso in front of Guernica.
Yeah, I shot a photo
Yeah.
of that shit, dude. That shit is so fucking.
Yeah, that's
rad.
from F64.
That's
Oh no, wait, no, that was from Magnum.
Who is in the F64 Club?
That was all the three people, like Will Eggleston, all the people that did The Americans,
Like Robert Frank.
Yeah.
Robert Frank's in the F64 Club.
I think he was, because it was originally started as the that Treasury thing or whatever. You know, like they sent a bunch of people from DC and like, you know, the big cities to go document all of like the Mid America stuff.
Yeah. Oh wow. Okay. See,
What's her
it's
face?
funny because like I
What's
know
her
these
face
books.
shot? You know, that lady looking all upset.
Dorothy
Lang.
Dorothea Lang.
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
Shout out Dorothea Lang. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
And we are still in the fucking bunker, man. It's still happening.
We're safe from nuclear fallout
we're
in here,
making
man.
magic happen.
We're surviving, boys. We're surviving.
28 days later, dog.
Bunkering down 4 dudes. That sounds fucking pathetic, man.
It sounds like
Wait,
a
why?
skate session.
Wait, why? That sounds like my life.
Where's the hose?
You're right, man. I wouldn't want to be anywhere else. 4 drunken bandits and fucking kicking out of the table. We out here, man. It's a good time. All right, but as photographers yourself, we're gonna get right back into it. Yeah, man. Like, is there anybody as someone you're supportive of? That's an independent artist that you want to give a shout out to? Like, really back. You know what I mean?
Man, there's so many fucking people that I back. You know, like
Give me a shout out.
everyone.
I'm gonna do
everyone
a
in
shout out B Holyoke. That's my boy, my day one. Shout out B Holyoke. He's doing wet stuff with music videos and a lot of music videography, cinematography. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure he graduated Berkeley and shit. I'm like, damn, I dropped out of school. So shouts out to him. That shit hard as fuck. But that's my boy. That's my day one. So shout out B Holyoke, Brandon Holyoke. Yeah.
I want to give a quick shout out to Lady DeBungus. They're a jazz funk prog fusion band out in Berkeley. They're super rad. They're fun. I love shooting their shows. They got like 10 people that play horns. I don't fucking know. It's sick.
What's jazz prog, man?
I don't know. Like fucking if Steely Dan did more acid.
That's fucking.
That's sick.
That's a segue. Let's talk about some psychedelic experiences. That seems like the hot topic of the cool kids nowadays. I'm just trying to
Dude,
stay
I've
in
spent
tune with
more
the
on
cool kids
mushrooms
and all.
than rent during quarantine.
Say that again, sorry.
I've spent more on mushrooms than rent during quarantine. For the first 8 months of it, every single day, I think I was eating 2 grams of mushrooms like throughout the day. And me and Grady got really into watercoloring. We had a Vin Diesel painting contest, but like every time me and I'm gonna give another shout out, Mike Hubert Reno. Every time we sit down and talk about commercials and stuff for hijinks, we just microdose a bunch of mushrooms because that's how we get the juices flowing, man. Like, we have this one commercial, I don't know, eventually it'll come out, where it's Brian Herman's doing a line and then he beats the shit out of a Bowser pinata. And a bunch of joints and fucking mini shots come out. Like,
I want to see
Dude,
that.
that sounds
Yeah.
like... You know the ones...
And you know how we came up with that? On a bunch of mushrooms in Mexico.
What's funny is that when I'm going into this quarantine shit, it was like... It was hard hitting up some homies because they were with parents or like family members that were at risk and stuff. But what's funny was when I hit up Mike to like skate. One of the first instances, right before you moved from your other spot.
Yeah.
I was like, Mike, what do you get into right now? I just took a bunch of mushrooms and my homies and I are gonna have a Vin Diesel drawing contest.
It's a good time.
Man.
The next day we did a The Rock drawing contest.
Jesus, man. Have you guys ever been like experimented in that type of headspace where you're under that sort of influence but try to create some sort of content?
I storyboard a lot when I'm up there. I've done a few shows with like a little bit of microdose of mushrooms in me. But generally if I'm shooting or I'm working something, I'm stone cold sober.
Right.
Just because, someone's paying me to be there.
Right.
And I'll conceptualize photos like the one we shot earlier. We were fucked up. We were drunk as shit when we tried that idea. And then I smoked a bit of pot and I was like, okay, this is how light works. This is the reflective properties. I have white walls. I did a lighting diagram of how I thought things were going to work. And then we shot it sober.
Right.
Because while these psychedelics give way to a better birth to an idea, execution only happens when you're sober.
Right.
And if I'm going to be shooting something for me that, I'm going to put out there, I want it to be my best work.
Mm-hmm.
And I think you can only achieve that, especially client side,
right.
You can only achieve that at sobriety. Like, we party and shit, after we're done with the show. But, we mainly shoot.
It's that professional mindset you keep when you're actually performing that.
Yeah,
way.
anything
right.
that's not a skate photo with the homies, because occasionally Vince will get me way too stoned.
Well, I mean, if I was just somebody that didn't know, where could I find? Do you guys have any like work that's posted up right now? Like,
you can find my work at www.michaelandrewchan.com or on my Instagram at michaelchanphotos.
You have a website? That's legit.
Dave, don't you
gotta have a website.
Hey, bro, we were talking.
No website, bro. Fuck.
Yeah, but you got that photo that's posted out in Terrible Cafe.
I wish.
Dude, one of the first instances when Dave and I started first hanging out, man, it was remember those photos in Phil's? Way back when?
Peter put me onto my first photo show out here in the city, and it was not really like a photo show. It was just kind of like they just had space for me to hang. They have like Artist of the Month at Phil's Coffee in the Castro, and Peter was working in Castro, and then he was like, yo, bro, fucking yada, yada, yada. Like, let's get your work up there. And I was like, fuck, I don't even know. Like, I don't know how to print. He's like, oh, I got my homie that works there. His name's Anton Odin, bro. Shout out to Anton, bro. Anton's probably one of the dopest photographers, bro. Like, Hasselblad, like, all that shit. Like, I remember, bro, Anton, bro. Shout out to Anton. But he printed that show for me. He printed that whole show for me, and it was just a dope experience. And it's just learning stuff that isn't in your field. Like, I feel like my field is like more like skateboarding, action sports, yada yada, or whatever you want to call it. And then it's like I'm gathering inspiration from like all these other zones, and it's like just his work is just fantastic.
Yeah,
street
Anton is,
photographer.
dude,
like
he shoots such cool lifestyle photos, man.
Yeah.
And he's
Someone pull this up for me. I don't know this guy. Someone pull up an
we'll pull
Instagram.
it up.
I'll bring it up. Oh shit!
Yeah.
But
I'll pull it up right
aside
We'll get
from
a live in real time reaction.
But on a side note, aside from photography, boys, like, you guys got any other like types of hobbies? Like, I know Mike, you just started doing stand-up shows, right?
I started doing them again. I've done stand up forever, man.
Hey, quick note, motherfucking Miguel shot. I remember his first show.
No, you don't. You weren't there.
I wasn't there, but I remember the reaction. We were at the caravan. You were at the caravan downtown, 30 minutes up, faded.
I'm gonna edit this out.
You did 30 minutes?
Nah, it was more,
That's
It
brutal.
was like 35. It was kidding. No, it was like 15, maybe 10.
You know, I
That's
love you,
still
right?
a really
But-
long time
yeah.
till you see the fucking red light.
But
man.
it
That's
felt
a
like an
long
hour.
time.
Yeah, but you know I love you, right? But you fucking bombed, didn't
Man,
you?
I write for a 5-minute set. I write 30 minutes of material, and I practice it on my roommates. I called my writing partner in LA. I called my buddy in Santa Cruz, and it still feels like fucking forever. I just did a 3-minute set at Mutiny Radio, and I was
Mutiny Radio,
fucked
I know.
up, and I butchered some of my punchlines. I went with my buddy Felipe. Shouts out Felipe. He was just like, "Yo, man, you're funny. Didn't you used to do comedy?" I was like, "Yeah." He's like, "What better time to redo it now?" So we do a lot of roasts in our friend group. Like, everyone's birthday, we all get together and we all do a roast and we choose different deises. So that was the
not
last
really
time I wrote
stand-up, though,
any
is it?
jokes. No, not really.
No.
But that was the last time I had done any jokes before I went and did this stand-up set.
Yeah, you need that like audience feedback and like the cruel thing about a comedy audience is they're
fuck.
not.
These photos?
They don't
Anton,
fucking
these are
care.
fire.
Yeah, I should say.
They don't care how
I'll look
suck.
through that later.
They don't care how bad you have it. They're like,
Yeah.
we're not gonna laugh.
No, so luckily, my set of Mutiny Radio, I went behind a guy that was using instruments in his comedy. So no matter how bad I bombed, I looked fucking phenomenal. There is nobody funny that implements a ukulele or any music or whatever the fuck that is not The Lonely Island or Weird Al. If you are at an open mic, a local open mic, I don't care how funny your terrible song is, it's not funny.
Okay, you got
You
2
might
minutes,
as well
go.
get up on stage and tell a 5-minute set
Hey, you did
about
Mutiny Radio,
taking an
you
edible
did
and
it.
getting too high. Everyone in their life has done that. You've taken an edible, it didn't hit you, then 20 minutes later, you were way too high. It's not funny. Stop telling that joke.
Well, I've seen those comedians who are like, oh, I'm so sorry, I'm so high. I'm like, no, you just suck. But anyway, fucking, you got 2 minutes. Go.
No.
All right, we
If
gotta
you guys
warm him
want
up
to see
a little
my
bit.
comedy, you can deal with me, Felipe, and Sam Weber directly.
And he meant Felipe Esparza, everyone.
Felipe Govia.
Okay, I'm just trying to hype
Shouts
you
out
up
to
here.
Phil.
Felipe Esparza, you know who that is?
Nope.
Mexican comedian.
No.
Yeah.
I was like, you guys had Mark on here.
Oh, that's right.
Mark's
You know
so
Mark-
fucking funny.
Oh man, I love the guy.
That guy
He probably
is
hates me.
hilarious. As long as you got booze for him, he's cool.
Yeah, that's right.
That's a guy that loves the sauce.
who isn't?
Mark Norman, man, he's funny.
Oh man, he's one of the best, I think.
Yeah, he's by far one of the best out right now. Him and Sam Morrill. I'll give a shout out to the two of them.
Yeah.
They're people that are in our generation. They're raised by the internet. They have a very cynical, bitter outlook on life, and they've both got mental health problems like all of us. So their stand-up reflects that, and they're both very funny people. If you haven't seen Sam Morrill's I Got This, go stream that on YouTube. I'm not getting paid to plug this. I just really like it. It's a really good special.
Don't worry, it's not catching on. Yeah. Yeah, I was surprised when Morgan said yes. I was like, fuck, this is gonna suck. But it was cool, man. You know what happened? It was good. We also had Craig Conan. I don't know if you're familiar with
Yeah.
him.
Long
Good
hair?
guy. Yeah.
Yeah.
Loosey
He's
goosey.
funny.
So, what can we expect from you guys in the future, boys? Like as individuals, as photographers, what do you guys got coming out? Is there something to be expected? Dave, I know you're giving me that face. Look at you.
Dave got something up his sleeve.
I'm just thinking, but nah, I think Dave Abear is about to drop a part on Thrasher soon.
Oh, that's
Hopefully there'll be like a follow up on the website. If not, I'm putting that shit straight to Instagram, sadly, but it's all good. Miami's about to come out. I shot a lot of photos of that. That was earlier this year. It's probably like March, right before COVID and shit.
Yeah, you can check Dave's workout at his Instagram handle, which is it's Flava Dave.
Flavor Dave.
Flava Dave.
You want-
If
you
you want
want-
to see some old work, go to my 500 pixels. 500pixels.com/Dave Gutierrez 2. Because there's someone else.
There was someone.
There's someone else that beat me there.
Can you imagine if you were born and they were like, sorry, your kid wants to be named Dave. And they're like, sorry, the name Dave is taken. You can have Dave _69.
I hope it doesn't get to that point. Fuck, man. Because I would be that, you know what I'm saying? That extra
Your
number.
kid's not going to be named XXX420 blunt smoker?
I don't think so.
Mine might.
Oh, shit.
All right, guys, we're gonna wrap it up. Any final thoughts? Any advice? Any words of wisdom to the
Skateworks 3 coming soon. Soon in air quotes.
Skateworks? What? Sorry,
Skateworks 3 coming soon in air quotes.
is that a video game?
No, that's a skate video shop video. Holy shit!
Ooh, see, we needed that 2 hours ago.
This shit, man.
Setting the mood. Okay, you guys got any sexy stories? I'm just kidding.
Y'all ain't ready for these, man.
Andrew Lange comeback part may be happening. We'll find out. Who knows? Stay tuned. Come to the premiere. It'll probably be at Chef Chu's.
All right, let's top
Shouts
off
out to Holyfield.
Let's top off this conversation. In the bunker with Miguel and Pete, we wanted to make a platform for a lot of independent artists here to really talk about their shit.
Trying.
Yeah, which is tight. Do you guys have any words of wisdoms towards the next legacy after you guys, the people that are pursuing what they want to do? Anything?
Don't be afraid to crank your ISO. Everyone, you're taught in school that it creates grain. Fuck it, jack it up. You got a dehaze tool for a fucking reason. It's the only thing I can impart on wisdom of anyone, because everyone's a giant pussy about that.
Yeah, bro. Be your own boss. Honestly, be your own boss. Don't strive to work for other people. It's the biggest thing I can say.
Right on, boys. Well, fuck. Thanks for hopping on our show. We're gonna end the episode with a song selection chosen by me. Here's a Life of Illusion by Joe Walsh. Thanks, you guys.